Can AI create something honest? MidnAIght Melodies. MidnAIght Melodies isn't about flooding YouTube with AI songs. It's about seeing whether something honest can exist in this space at all. Most AI music right now sounds impressive, but empty. Perfect voices, perfect timing, and nothing to hold on to. I started this channel because I wanted to test a question. Can AI express the kind of emotions people actually feel? Loss, loneliness, missing someone, being surrounded by people and still feeling left behind. These songs aren't meant to replace artists. Everyone can use them to recreate. They're experiments, emotional sketches, sometimes uncomfortable, sometimes unfinished on purpose. MidnAIght Melodies lives in that space, between control and imperfection. And that brings me to the real point. Making AI music is easy. Making it feel emotional is the hard part. So let me show you the biggest obstacles I keep running into when I try to make these songs from scratch. Step 1. Choosing the right AI song creator. Tool selection. Before you write a single lyric, you choose the tool, because that choice decides whether the result can ever feel human. Most AI song creators are optimized for speed and polish. They're built to sound impressive fast, not honest. So you look for tools that offer multiple voice models, that can handle quiet vocals without sounding plasticky, and that don't destroy pauses and line breaks. Workflow matters too. You want to be able to re-roll versions without losing everything. And here's the hard rule. If the voice is plastic, no lyric will save it. Step 2. Test different models before you write a full song. After picking the tool, you still don't commit. You test the models, because demos lie. Everything sounds decent when it's loud and busy. Authenticity shows up in the quiet. So you take one fixed mini snippet and run it through different voice models. 2 soft lines, 1 line under pressure like it's almost breaking, and 1 line that lifts like a mini hook. Then you listen for breath, phrasing, consonants, timing. And don't only listen on headphones. Switch to phone speaker and laptop speakers early, because some voices only feel human in ideal listening conditions. Also, reset your ears with a quick human reference now and then, a live clip or a raw demo, because it recalibrates what real breath and imperfection actually sound like. Step 3. Song idea. Choose one emotional axis. Only after tools and voice are decided do you lock the concept. Keep it simple in the right way. One emotional axis. AI averages emotions, so if you combine too many feelings, you often get something generic. Pick one dominant emotion, grief, abandonment, numbness, and make the whole track orbit that. If you want a twist, decide it here. For example, it sounds like a breakup at first, and only at the end you realize the person isn't alive anymore. That kind of subtext has to be planned from the start. Step 4. Plan the vocal performance before lyrics. Now you design how the voice is allowed to be human. Decide where the singer should sound close to the mic, where the voice should soften, where it should strain, where it should crack, and where a word should be held longer than feels comfortable. Because authenticity lives in those micro moments. If you don't plan them, the AI will default to clean delivery, and the song will feel like it's acting. Step 5. Write lyrics for AI. Space beats poetry. When you write for performance space, not for pretty reading. Long sentences turn into robotic reciting. So keep lines short, clear, and singable. Use line breaks on purpose, because they control breath and phrasing. Avoid over-explaining feelings. Let subtext do the work. For a mislead and reveal concept, start with lines that could be interpreted as a breakup, distance, silence, you're gone, and only later shift the meaning into something irreversible. With AI, you don't write emotion, you leave room for it. Step 6. Create the song, rhythm versus emotion. Here's the central contradiction. Deep house wants forward motion, but grief wants to stop time. So the beat stays tight and steady, that's the engine, while the vocal sits slightly behind, like it's resisting the groove. Let phrases drag against the rhythm, not because it's sloppy, but because the emotion is heavy. That tension is the point. The body keeps moving while the mind is stuck. The big problem is that many tools force vocals on grid, and that kills the pocket. If the voice doesn't fight the beat a little, it doesn't feel real. Step 7. Iterate until it works on paper. Core optimization. At this stage, don't chase better in a vague way. Fix what's actually broken. Does the hook stick? Is the story clear without being explained? Does the phrasing feel natural? Does the track have an emotional arc? Most generations will be almost good, but one awkward line can ruin the take. Save versions instead of overwriting. And when you notice you're stuck in circles, don't force it. If you can't clearly name what's wrong anymore, stop and start a fresh attempt from scratch, even if the text stays similar. That reset often gets you closer to something real than another 10 micro-edits. Keep the target clear. You're not hunting perfection, you're hunting a moment. Step 8. Parallel generations. Change nothing. Once the rhythm and lyrics are genuinely developed, meaning the song works in theory, stop tweaking entirely. No text changes, no style guide changes. Then, do what most people skip. Run multiple generations in parallel with identical input. AI output isn't deterministic. Sometimes the model simply lands the emotion better. The phrasing sits deeper, the breath feels real, a line hits with weight. If you keep changing things, you might miss the best take. But only do this when the foundation is strong. Otherwise, you're just multiplying mediocrity. Sometimes the best improvement is changing nothing. Step 9. Keep alive imperfections. Final polish decision. Now comes the professional filter. Don't remove imperfections automatically. Some flaws are the humanity. Slight timing drag, tiny pitch drift, uneven emphasis. If you polish everything, it turns into content. What you remove are immersion breakers, nonsense words, wrong emotion, phrasing that feels accidental rather than honest. And here's a simple, practical trick. Use a moment of silence as your reference. After listening, don't immediately replay. Sit in silence for a few seconds, then hit play again. That small reset makes it easier to hear whether the take feels alive or just generated. Step 10. Generate the AI video. Visuals match the song. When you move to visuals, keep one rule. The video must not outact the song. AI video tools often over-animate faces or create uncanny movement, which kills intimacy. So match the restraint. Slow fades, minimal motion, night mood, grain, atmosphere. If the song is quiet, the video should breathe. If the visuals are doing too much, the emotion can't land. Step 11. Thumbnail. Don't scream. This is where people often sabotage the whole project. If the thumbnail screams clickbait emotion, trust is gone. Keep it minimal. One focal element, strong contrast, consistent night identity, often no text at all. The thumbnail should feel like a doorway, not an ad. The algorithm will tempt you to exaggerate. Resist it. If the thumbnail screams, the song can't whisper. Step 12. Upload to YouTube. Packaging without spoilers. Finally, you package it so discovery stays intact. Keep the title simple and mood forward. Keep the description short. Don't fully explain the twist, especially if the song is built on misdirection. If you want to frame the project, use a pinned comment to explain what the channel is about without spoiling the track. And do two practical things that save you later. First, don't upload in the first wave of excitement. Let the best take sit for a bit, then come back and confirm it still hits. Second, make sure you can find the exact chosen version again by naming and organizing files by feel, not by random final_v7 labels. And one last rule: don't chase trends mid-project. Finish the song you set out to make, then experiment later. Trust is built through consistency of feeling.